Hi and welcome to Stamping with Teresa. Sorry if you hit the first one, but for some reason my phone froze and I had to turn it off. So we're live now, and if anyone's there, just give me a thumbs up, a love heart. So tonight we're getting back to the big shot, and last week we shared how to make a stencil. Hi Nicole, lovely to see you. And tonight we're doing another way of doing a stencil, so I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to bring my camera down so that you can see what I'm doing down here, because that's where you want to be watching. Okay, so tonight we're using the Sunshine Wishes dies, and these are gorgeous because they've got like words, congratulations, love, hope. It's also got this beautiful flower and love heart. It's got sunshine and congratulations, or congrats. So this is one of my favourite ones, but I'm going to share with you how you can actually put this together as a card and use it as a template, and also use your Stampin Blends. And the other thing I wanted to share with you tonight was our Big Shot die brush. Mine's pretty well worn out, but I've actually run these through the Big Shot for just to save a bit of time tonight. And you just rub these over the back of the framelits, and your little images pop out. It just saves a little bit of time, and so we've got our little butterfly there, which is really cute. So I'll just pop this one back in here, and then the same with the love and that. So you can just run it over, and you can sort of see how quick and easy it is for it to pop out. So and we've got hope. So you can use these all on the bottom of your cards, which is really beautiful. So I'm just going to put these aside for the moment, and we'll get started on our card. Okay, so tonight I'm using Sahara sand. I love Sahara sand. It's one of my favourite natural cards, and it's just a 21, and I've cut it off at 14.5, so it's just the A4 size, which is 21 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. We're just going to fold that in half. So that's going to be our starting point. Okay, with our card, use your bone folder to fold your cards, because you have oils on your fingers, and when you rub your fingers across your fold line, you end up getting a little bit of a greasy mark on it. Okay, so I've actually, to save a little bit of time tonight, I've actually run our little pieces through the Big Shot. So it's just placing your die down and running it through. So I've also cut out a square that's 7 inches by 7 inches, and you can use your square framelits. You might have the stitch framelits or the square framelits. You can use framelits, but I've actually just used my paper trimmer tonight. I'm also going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue, the Tombow glue, and just take the little bit off the end there, and I'm just going to put this on the die that I cut out a little bit earlier, and we're going to just pop this around. Sorry, I should have had a little bit of glue on there to save a little bit of time, but it's don't want it too thick, and you don't want it to come out the other side, like you don't want it to spread, so you just want a nice thin. So it's got a nice thin end on the Tombow glue, plus it's got a thick end, which I really love to use both sides for the proper reasons we use them. Okay, so I'm just going to trim a little bit of stem off, because it's just a fraction bit long. Okay, now this is going to look a little bit messy when we start using our blenders on this. So I'm going to start off with our neutral, I think it is. This one, is it our neutral? Oh no, this one's ivory. So I'm going to start off with ivory, and I'm just going to come through all of it And I'm just colouring in between the flower that we actually did. Hi Beth, how are you, sweetie? It's good to see you all coming on and having a look. Doesn't matter if you colour a little bit over that white, because we are going to cover that over later. Okay, so that's fine. So we're just going to come down. And when I do my first colour, I like to colour the whole lot with that first colour. Just leave me a comment if you've got the Stampin Blends, if you like using the alcohol blenders. They just really are a good pen to use. I love them. Okay, so that's our ivory one. So then you can actually come through with some other colours. So I'm going to come through with our bright rich raspberry. One thing about the blenders, I just want to talk a few minutes about the blenders, is that you have a thick end and we have a thin end. We have grip, so you have these three little dots here that actually make it easier to grip hold of the lid, so when you're pulling it off. But also on the inside it has a little round bit inside that you actually bring it through. So we have our writing side or for small areas, and then we have our brush side. Now you must store your Stampin Blends horizontal like this. If you stand them up like this, you'll find that your writing end will be dry and the ink will go straight to this side, your brush side. So you really want to store them horizontal to get the best use out of your blender pens. So this is the light rich raspberry, so I'm just going to come in with a little bit of this over the top. It just changes the colour a little bit, adding that other colour first. So I'm just going to come in like this, and like I said, it's going to look messy when you colour in sometimes and you think, oh my god, but it's going to look beautiful when it's finished. And this is just showing you how you can actually use this die cut as a template, as a stencil. Remember last week we used the stencil, the reverse sides of where we cut out, so like this side, and we did our card sponging through it. But this side we're using the actual piece that you actually cut out. So how's everyone finding the weather at the moment? It's actually not been too bad. We haven't had too much rain. Okay, so you can sort of see it's a little bit on the messy side, and you're sort of wondering what I'm going to be doing. But just bear with me, because I think you're going to love this technique when we're finished doing it. You're going to love the idea. Now I'm coming in with the rich raspberry, but this time I'm coming in with the dark one. And I'm just bringing in a bit of dark through here, a little bit of dark through here, a little bit of dark through here, and maybe down here a little bit. And some here. Okay, it still looks messy, doesn't it? But we're going to come back over with our light rich raspberry, and we're going to go over the whole lot of it and blend it all in together. And you'll get these nice shady pieces of light and dark, which is really lovely. Just little circular motions is what you need to blend, and just keep blending over where the colours have come together so that you don't get like a little joint mark there. You get it nice and smooth. Have you used your blendabilities? Did anyone put up a comment? Yeah, it's Nicole, it's really handy to store your blendabilities horizontal. It is a really good tip, and I really love to let my people know to do that, because they're not, well, they're not dear, but they're not cheap either, and you want your markers to, or your blenders to last for quite some time. Okay, so we're going to come into this one and just blend away here. You can use lots of different colours on this too, like you can go with, because this is a really standard type flower, so you can sort of go oranges and yellows, you can go your blues, your pinks, and you can use any of those colours. Just blend it in around. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you go on the die, but don't go outside that die. Okay, so that's really good. Then you can actually use, this is what we call a colour lifter, and it's got the white ends. And the colour lifter is that you can lift a bit of colour if it's too dark in one area where you don't want it to be. You can actually just come through and just remove a little bit of the colour, so you can just tone it down to a little bit that you want, which I really love the idea of being able to do that when I'm actually colouring. So just tone it down a fraction. Just wipe it backwards and forwards onto your grid paper, and that will clean the nib. Okay, and then it's clean for you to use next time. Don't forget to store it horizontal. Okay, now the thing that I love about this is that you can add some Winker Stella, and Winker Stella is one of my favourite at the moment. I just love using this. It gives it like a LED light effecting, and it gives a little bit of glitter, so you can come over the top of it and you'll get that beautiful glitter over the top, which is just beautiful. It takes a couple of minutes to dry, so just come over it thin. Like last week we did it really thick as an embellishment, but this week I'm just doing it very thinly, just to give it that little bit of shine over the blenders. Okay. Now while that's drying a little bit, I told you it's going to look really messy, and it does look really messy. You're wondering why I'm doing this. Hi Christine, how are you? Oh Chris, how are you, love? Thank you for joining me tonight. Okay, so we got to this far, and then we're going to colour the back. Now you can use greens, you can use blues, you can use whatever colour you want, but I'm going to use Old Olive Light, and I'm just going to come through and colour the background here. Now you don't have to, the good thing about blenders is you don't have to make them all even. You can have it light and dark, and it gives it a really beautiful effect. So I'm just going to come through. You can go over it a few times too, which is really good. Don't forget these little green bits in here. Okay, I think I'll put a bit of purple on that one, rich raspberry. That's all right. Okay, so just keep colouring in a little bit. And do around the edges. Okay, now I'm just going to pop that aside for a minute to dry off. You can sort of see I'm just really randomly colouring this. I'm not doing any special colouring. Anyone can do this. Okay, I'm just doing it quite messy. Just to show you that it's going to look absolutely beautiful when we finish. I know people look at me and go, oh yes, Teresa. So looking forward to our very first day. This Saturday is our cancer retreat. If you ever want to take part in any of my cancer retreats, please contact me. Yes, it's a lot of fun. Now, the other thing I've done is I'm using our foil paper, and I've cut out another flower in the gold foil, which is really beautiful. And you can use Versamark and embossing as well at this stage. You could actually emboss this in any colour that you wanted. You could do it copper or silver, gold, even black would look beautiful. You could actually emboss it and get that little bit more shine. But I really love the foil papers. They're really lovely to use for our card making, and this one's just absolutely beautiful. I love it with this technique. Okay, now I've also cut out a square. Remember our square down here that we actually painted on was 7 by 7. So this square that I cut out was 7.5 by 7.5. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. I'm just going to move that out of the way for a minute so I don't put the paper trimmer on it. Okay, now the reason I'm sharing this little tip with you is because some people don't have square framelits, and you can sort of make your own little framelit by using a square. So I'm going to line it up to the edge of the grey. So I'm going to line it up to the edge of this grey, which is 0.5 of an inch, centimetre, 0.5 of a centimetre. And then I'm actually going to line this up, and you can sort of see you've got the little dots on the side. So I'm going to come down to 5, which is 0.5, and I'm going to press down, and I'm going to come down to the 0.5 to the bottom, and then I'm going to lift up. And I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do exactly the same on all 4 sides. I'm going to start at the 0.5 and press down, sorry. I usually stand to do all this, so sitting's a little bit different. You have to make sure that you actually get it, and turn it around to the edge of the grey, and then 0.5 again, just lift it up a little bit. Press your blade into the paper. That's the best way to go, and then come down to the 0.5 and then lift. Okay, and we're going to do that one more time. So to the 0.5, press into the foil paper, and then down to 0.5. You have a little arrow here, and that's a guide to show you that's where your blade is. So hello Sharon. So hello Melissa. So this is where your blade is. So then this will pop out, and this is your cut. Now if you get to the end and you see that it's just a little bit you haven't quite made it to the end, just get your little paper snips and snip it. It's better to snip it a little bit than have it cut off, okay? So like you've gone too far. So there's our little frame. So you can do these with your framelits. You can do these with your square framelits and things like that. But tonight I just wanted to share the paper trimmer with you. Okay, so we're going to come back to our flower that we coloured, and that's really messy. And we're going to use our Tombow glue, and we're going to, I'm just going to use a little point here. I've got a little bit just there that I didn't get out with the brush. So a piecing tool is a really good thing to have on hand as well when you're using your die cuts. Okay, so we're just going to go around and glue this. Now just remember, you don't want lots of glue because you don't want the glue to be all sticky. This is quite sticky glue. So just go around the edges very carefully. So don't squeeze your container too hard, okay? Just let it flow around. Sometimes I like to put this on and then just let it sit a couple of minutes before I actually glue it. But we don't have time for that tonight. Now this is, we're going to place this exactly over the top of the one that we placed down before that we used as a guide to colour in. Okay, we're just going to place this over the top. Now I told you it's going to look beautiful when it's done, and it really does look beautiful when it's done. Okay, hi Nicole. So we're going to trim this bit off. The little bit of the stem down the bottom. Doesn't that look awesome? I think so. I like it like that. Now, also on our card, you can, if you wanted to, you could run this through an embossing folder, but for time-wise tonight, I'm actually going to just use some dimensions on the back of it, just to raise it up a fraction. So I'm just going to put one in each corner. And these are our big dimensions. We have small ones too, little mini ones, but these are our big ones. So one in each corner and one in the middle. So that's all you need for this. People put them all over the card. You really don't need to do that. 5 dimensions is quite enough, and absolutely beautiful. Okay, so we just, to do the back off, just press on it, and when you press in the center, it will actually pop up on the side and you can just peel it off. Okay, so that's the easiest way of dimensions. So we're just going to line this up. This is a bit smaller than the card. So our card was 14 by 20, 14.5 by 21 centimeters. So the mat will be 10 centimeters by 14 centimeters. Okay, so you can sort of see it's just raised it up a fraction, and it's quite nice. So like I said, you can emboss this if you want to, but I'm going to keep this one very plain tonight, just yeah, just because I can. And we haven't got a lot of time. So you can actually use your snail if you wanted to, or your glue. When you're using Tombow glue, don't go right to the outer edge, because it will spread. And if you go right to the outer edge, it usually sneaks out, and you don't want it to sneak out. So we're going to put our flower on here, which is absolutely beautiful. And hopefully we've got it all nice and straight. And then we're going to put a bit of glue on our frame that we cut out a little bit earlier, or just before, I should say. One on, a little bit on each side, just very lightly with the glue, by the way. You don't need a lot. And you don't want to get this over your foil either. You just want to make it nice. So then we're going to place this straight over the top, which is really nice. So far we've got a nice card coming up. You can see the shimmer on there, and you can sort of see that it looks really lovely. And we're going to choose one of the words, and like I said, you can put love, which I think is really lovely on this one. You could put congratulations, and I'll show you a congratulations one I did earlier, earlier, not today, but a few days ago. But I'll show you that one as well, and I used different colours. So we're going to use the love. This is really lovely if you've got someone really special, like I've got a girlfriend at the moment that's been in hospital, and it's really nice to do special things and send them special cards. Okay, so we're just going to place the love down on here. Now that didn't take too long, and you can sort of see it is really a beautiful card. I'm going to turn it up so you can actually see my face. Hi everyone, lovely to see you. Hi Sharon Cheeseman, how are you? Okay, so this is what we've just made. It really is beautiful, and then we've got in the orange flowers and the congratulation one. I haven't put the Winker Stella on this one, just so you can sort of see the difference of the, I don't know if you can see the shimmer in that, but yeah, it's really nice. You can make a whole set of these up, which are beautiful. You know, you can do we've got happy birthday framelits, so you've got the thank you framelit. So I just love the flower. Now the other one that I love doing this sort of technique with is our dragonfly. You can get some awesome colours underneath the dragonfly, and it's really simple and a beautiful card to make. It's one that you can, if you're a demonstrator, it's one that you can do as a make and take, because you could pre-cut everything out to save a little bit of time, but it would be one that you would invite people to mainly for your Stampin Blenders, and ask them to bring 2 colours with them, or 3 colours with them along, so that they can use their own blenders at your workshop and you provide everything else. I don't normally share my blenders with customers because I like people to have their own so that they can use them, and as we're going through step by step, everyone's got their own to use, and that's important to not have to wait all the time. So yeah, hi Jane, how are you? Thank you. I'm glad you're all enjoying this. Now, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing next week, but we've got a whole month of our cancer retreat starting on Saturday. So we've got Saturday, we've got our card swaps happening at the moment. So thank you to everyone that's taking part in July. I've just put them up on the swap page. So if you're on our swap, you would be on our swap page. So if you want to join August, please text me and let me know that you would like to join, or message me, Facebook message me, that you'd like to join in on our swaps. You do not do any more than 10, and as our group grows, we divide them up. So you might have 6 to do, you might have 7 to do, you might have 8 to do. Sometimes you may have 10 to do, but you will never have any more than 10. And you have different people each time, which is really lovely. You know, we change the people around a little bit so you're not getting the cards off the same people all the time. And that's a lot of fun. And it's open to customers as well as demonstrators, demonstrators from anywhere, not just in my team. It's open to any demonstrators that would like to join in. And to customers. Now, there's only a couple of really good rules that I'd like to talk about on that. Is demonstrators, I do like, if you have stamp sets and products that are in the new catalogues, I like you to use them because that helps your teammates with ideas. And if you're a customer, I don't mind what you use as long as it's Stampin' Up. So not too hard to follow the rules. Wow, I can't believe our time goes so fast. Half an hour goes really, really fast. I'll just show you the other colour again. Aren't they beautiful? They really are. I love the shimmer on it. So the Winker Stella. They really are lovely, quick cards to make. And we have some beautiful framelits. So I hope you enjoyed a different way of doing a template for your cards. Don't forget, like I said last week, keep your templates that your negatives, because you can use these to sponge through, and especially your words like your congratulations, you can sponge through them. Your hope, your love, you can actually sponge through them, and it gives it a different card altogether. Well, I hope you all enjoyed tonight, and really looking forward to seeing you all again next Thursday night. Thank you for taking part tonight, and yeah, I hope you're all surviving this cold weather. And I'm lovely and warm in here, but it's cold when you walk outside, that's for sure. Okay then, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again next Thursday night. Have a good night. Bye for now.